Good morning. It is bright and early. We have a ton of snow outside and there's no school today. So I am just getting ready to bring my kids to daycare today instead and head to work. So what I am going to talk about this morning here quick is that how to use LimeLife's wax-based foundation and turn it into a little bit more of a B&B texture. This time of the year, everyone's skin is like alligator skin. Legit. I have it, I mean, no matter how much you moisturize, I feel like it's inevitable when your temperatures in Minnesota fluctuate, to 50 below, 30 below, to 10 degrees above zero. So my skin is it's really dry, and the wax-based foundation, the coverage is insane. It's amazing. I love it. And what's great about it is it's so versatile, right? But you can tell a difference in texture when you put it on when your skin is not healthy, when it is really dry. So what I love to do this time of the year is to mix it with a little bit of LimeLife's Due Date. It's a facial oil, but it works amazing to put the moisture back into your face. So during the winter, I actually use it a couple of days during the week. I'm going to try and fly through this live here because my kids are still sleeping and I need to get them up. I use it a couple of times per week, but I also use One Drop Wonder as my nightly facial oil. And that's just a really good healing oil. Due Date is, it's a facial oil that it kind of gives you that dewy look if you want to use it during the day. It's an oil, so it's meant to be used for both dry skin and oily skin because oil combats oil. If you use water-based products, it's just going to dry you out even more. So mixing this with your foundation will make your foundation apply better. I like to actually physically mix it with it instead of doing the Due Date on my face and then doing the foundation, because then I feel like I use too much of the Due Date. So I'm just going to quick show you here. I'm going to take my little spatula that I have. You can just use your fingernail or a little butter knife if you have it. This is probably way too much foundation, to be quite honest with you, but I have about that much. I'm going to put it on my hand here. I'm not fancy. I don't have any kind of like little makeup board. This is the Due Date. I'm going to take a tiny little squirt, not even hardly a drop. You see it kind of dripping into there? And I'm going to mix it up right here on my hand. And that might have even been too much of the Due Date. You hardly need any. But this is just going to totally change the application of this foundation. And that's what's so great about it, is it's so versatile, right? You can do full coverage, sheer coverage. You can use a sponge, you can use a brush, you can make it a little more liquidy by adding this stuff. And I'm just going to kind of place some of this foundation all over. It looks like I'm using a lot. But you saw how little amount that I had sitting there, right? It's kind of crazy. Okay. So once I have it on all over, I'm going to take my nice fancy diffuser brush here. It's a nice stiff hard brush. You could use this or you could use a buffer brush. It's just on a smaller scale. I love this diffuser one because I can get it done a lot faster. So I'm just going to blend it all in. So hydrating my skin with my makeup, it's a really good pairing. It works really nice. It does not make me feel oily. However, if you were to feel a little oily after doing this, I don't think you will, then top it off with your setting spray or with your pressed powder that you have, that translucent pressed powder, just to kind of cut the edge of maybe the dewiness down, if that's what I want to say, I guess. But this is just going to make the application of your foundation on your dry alligator skin, like I have right now, look flawless. And that's just the beauty of it, is you got to play around with the foundation a little bit, because with your skin, especially those of us that live in this northwestern, north central climate, the weather is just on crack these days. And so you have to be able to fluctuate what you're trying to do in order to make and feel like your application is good, and like you're not wearing makeup, right? That's what's so great about this foundation, is it's lightweight. It makes you look like you're not wearing anything. Oh, I just love it. So you can see I still achieved the great coverage, really got my scars good, and I don't look greasy and oily. I have a nice glow to me, and it doesn't look like I have anything caked on my face, because the Due Date with the foundation mixed together just really pulls it all in, just really hydrates my face. So if you were feeling like you needed something over it, just take your translucent pressed powder and pat. But I really don't think you'll even need this, to tell you the truth. And I'm an oily girl. I'm an acne prone girl. I hardly use this pressed powder anymore. I really like the Time Setter and the priming spray. I just feel like it just changes the game. It's a game changer for sure. All right, so those of us who have the dry skin right now, add Due Date to your foundation. Give it a try, give it a whirl, see what you think. Play around with it a little bit and see what you come up with. I'll check in with you guys later. Bye.